and you join me inside the Citroen BX 14RE. I wanted to give you a quick tour of the interior just to see what things were like back in 1988. So over on the right we have a little manual operation here for the windows mirror. We do have window controls here, all electric, which were an optional extra on the RE trim in the 80s. We do have this kind of fabric material down here on the door card and a soft spongy vinyl there. The main thing you're going to notice is this thinly rimmed steering wheel. You know, bygone are the days of airbags and things like that. This is before Euro NCAP, so you've got this kind of thin spoke steering wheel. All this is opened up. You can see things like the thin indicator stalks and wiper stalks on the left and right here. I still think they look quite modern for today's day. Down here on the right we've got your choke, a manual choke, which comes with a wee choke light in here to start the car up. The gauge cluster itself, you'll notice on the left it says R for the kind of reserve, and then we've got a half and then 4/4 for full. Tachometer with the mileage in the middle there, and then we've got the clock on the right here, which is huge and, as you can see, spinning round just like you would expect. Yeah, it's quite a funky car. Now this is a phase 2 vehicle. The phase 1 had a lot more cool buttons going on here for lights and a slightly different dash. This is kind of Peugeot's influence, helping with kind of keep Citroen being a little bit more sensible. So that's why we've got some things like the stocks and a bit more traditional interior here, like these big buttons here for your climate control. One of my favourite things here, I can just imagine filling this up with coins back in the 80s and 90s, maybe for toll roads. We do have a great lighter, it's a great lighter storage all up here. Tape player, tapes, 5-speed manual transmission. It's worth noting other models lesser than the RE trim had a 4-speed. This has got the 5-speed and other ones above. We do have a glove box in here. Decent size, not lined, and it's spring loaded. Dash quality kind of feels like Action Man kind of plastic, something like that. But you know, it's not like the cars are 2024. Materials in the car, like the seats are so pillowy soft. Like look at that, like they're so cushy and comfortable, just like a home sofa. I think you would really appreciate this in a modern car. I did notice things like the interior lighting is on the B-pillar instead of on the roof. And the roof itself does have this kind of like stingray pattern in here. And we do have vanity mirrors for the passenger, but no light or anything like that up above. Some of the funkiness from Citroen include these buttons for like your demist and your fog lights, your hazard window scooters and all that down here. So I'm 5'11", headroom's alright, shoulder room's alright, the seats are adjustable. As far as I can tell, the steering wheel itself, let's go and have a look inside the back. So as you can see immediately, we've got massively padded rear seats, like so. So on the door card here, we do have physical window winders, and we do have your little pull here for your door handle, and your cigarette ashtray is going to be down here in more of that carpeted material. There is no rear cubbies and there's nothing behind the seats either for like mat pockets or putting things for your bottles. But you do have plenty of room, which we'll go ahead and jump inside. So as you can see, we've got decent enough knee room. The floor is fairly flat. Like this really impressed me for this being like a 4-door family car. Usually got a high transmission hump, and in here we've got a really low hump. As I mentioned, you've not got any like mat pockets back here, but it is covered in like a vinyl material you could wipe down, and you can stretch your legs. As I've mentioned, 5'11", and I'm sitting fairly comfortably back here. I'll flip the camera around so you can see the headroom, but you get a decent view out front. So this is kind of me in my driving position. An inch or so of headroom, shoulder room's all right, and it's going to be fairly comfortable back here. And there's not too much going on. There's no screens, there's nothing to entertain you, there's not even climate vents, but we do have the manual window winders if you want some of that air in here. So this is the seat pattern back here. With no rear headrests in this particular model, but we do have this kind of stitching onto the seats just to give you a little bit of pattern. But this has just been like at your family couch. If you imagine like your relative's couch growing up, this is kind of what it's like. Super comfortable and definitely one of the advantages of a car of this age. While I was back here, I noticed the seatbelt here is made in Yugoslavia. So in the back of the Citroen, we do have this vinyl material, same as up front, carpeted material, but there's just more of it. Physical manual door winders. This is your kind of mechanism here to unlock the door, kind of pulls down like a butterfly. Little ashtray for your cigarette lighter smoke. There is no map pocket or door pockets inside of here, but we do have a relatively flat and low floor, so there's not really much of a transmission hump. This one being a lower spec, we do have these little kind of gaps in here. We were curious, and I'm speaking to Andrew, wonder if that might have been for all around electric window switches, if it was a higher trim model, or even rear climate. So if you know, comment below, be curious to know what this could have been. But yeah, we do have really plush, this is probably about thicker than up front again. This is maybe that much. Yeah, so the seats are about 20 centimetres in thick of padding and cushion. Very comfortable, softly sprung, and coupled with suspension, this is a very comfortable car. Ideal for modern day potholes, especially around central belt of Scotland, never mind country rustic farm roads that maybe you've seen back in the day. But yeah, overall, decent room, boxy shape, ideal family car. It's just fun to kind of take a trip down a different decade, I guess.